It's 2005, iPods are chunky, jeans are skinny, and Bloc Party just dropped Silent Alarm.
And Adam, I'm currently trying to download it illegally on LimeWire.
And now Jack is trying to explain to his parents why the family computer has 100 pop-ups you can't get rid of and a dodgy video file named Silent Alarm After Hours.
So yeah, back to the album. The soundtrack to every indie kid's identity crisis and every house party where someone definitely cried in the kitchen.
The urgency, the tension, the beauty, it's like the sonic version of youth itself. Loud, fast and slightly confused.
This is Silent Alarm by Bloc Party. We are again, another episode of One More Music Pod. Adam, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too, Jack. Yep, we are back.
Yep, Silent Alarm by Bloc Party. This is definitely one of my favourite albums, and I think it's fair to say one of your favourites too.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's my kind of youth personified, really, this album.
Yeah, it was really one of the standout albums of that early 2000s indie rock era, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think for me, there's this one and Whatever People Say, I'm That's What I'm Not by the Arctic Monkeys that sort of stand out as the best ones from that era, I think.
Yeah, it's an album I know back to front, and it's one that was just constantly on repeat.
And I've got some exciting news for you, Adam.
Okay.
I was talking to a friend of mine who listens to the podcast. He's called Steve. Yeah, he was saying that it's a shame that we don't do the Tedious Links feature anymore.
Okay.
Which, for those that don't know, we did this feature, didn't we, where we gave each other a task to try and link. Yeah, to try and link each episode to the next one. So, for example, what links is The Sit by The Strokes to What's Going On by Marvin Gaye?
Yeah.
And we stopped doing that because, frankly, it's a pain in the arse.
Couldn't be bothered.
Yeah. But yeah, Steve was saying it's a shame we don't do it anymore. Okay. So he's actually provided us with a link for this episode. So our previous episode was about Unknown Pleasures by Joy Division. So here's a little link that he found that links Unknown Pleasures to Silent Alarm. So Bloc Party's drummer, Matt Tong, was recruited after the group placed an ad in NME that listed bands including Joy Division as influences.
Okay. I guess, obviously musically they're very different, aren't they? But I think Matt Tong and Stephen Morris's drumming styles are very similar. They're machines, basically. And like they're very kind of relentless in their drumming, and they never kind of just miss a beat. It's just flawless drumming.
It's really metronomic, isn't it?
That's a much better way to put it. So yeah, that's a really good link.
Cool. Well, thank you for that, Steve.
Steve. I'm assuming Steve now will do this every week for us.
Well, yeah, hopefully, yeah.
You can't not do it now, Steve.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. Well, more from Steve next week.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's have a look at Silent Alarm.
So, released on the 2nd of February 2005, recorded in The Exchange in London, Moloko Studios in London, and Delta Lab Studios in Copenhagen, and released on the Wichita label. The
producers were Paul Epworth, and Bloc Party as well had a producer credit on this album.
So, Jack, Bloc Party, who are they? Talk to me.
Yeah, let's have a look at the band's background. Okay, so founding members Russell Lissack and Kelly Okereke first met in London in 1998. Kelly was at college and had a mutual friend with Russell who had dropped out of education to pursue a music career. They would meet up in their spare time and make music together. It was after they both attended Reading Festival in 1999 that they decided to form a band.
After going through a variety of names such as Union, The Angel Range and Diet, terrible names by the way, the band settled on Bloc Party in September 2003, a play on Bloc Party with a K.
I'm so glad they changed it from Angel Rage.
Yeah, Diet.
So moving on, the band got their break after Okereke went to a Franz Ferdinand concert in 2003. He gave a copy of one of their songs, She's Hearing Voices, to the band's lead singer, Alex Kapranos, and also BBC Radio 1 DJ Steve Lamacq. Lamacq subsequently played the song on his radio show, labelling the track Genius, and invited them to record a live session for the show. The buzz generated off the back of the single led to another release, Banquet, this time through Moshi Moshi Records, and to the eventual signing with independent label Wichita Recordings in April 2004.
Silent Alarm was released in February 2005 and was met with universal critical acclaim. It was voted Album of the Year for 2005 by NME and reached number 3 on the UK albums charts before being certified platinum. The first single from the album, So Here We Are, Positive Tension, made the top 5 on the UK Top 40 chart.
The band received positive reviews from the critics in the United States, and they toured there heavily in the 18 months that followed the release of Silent Alarm. In early 2006, they finished their tour with sold-out shows in Los Angeles, Miami and Berkeley. The album went on to sell more than 350,000 copies in North America and over 1 million worldwide. So, what about the album cover?
Bleak, snowy and chilling, but let's put Jack's life aside for the moment. The album cover Bloc Party's Silent Alarm. Absolutely iconic.
Yeah, thanks, Adam. The photo was taken by Ness Sherry. It's a stark, crisp winter scene, a distant line of spindly, almost dead-looking trees that stretches across the horizon.
Ness Sherry told DIY magazine, from a distance it almost looks like a tangled length of barbed wire, spiky and hard to hold down, just like Bloc Party's sharp-edged guitar lines. It's an iconic album cover of the last decade, and it still covers teenage bedroom walls worldwide in the form of tattered posters stuck up with blue tack. And no, we're not being paid by Ness Sherry, but fun fact, you can actually buy a print of this photo on her website. Imagine that in your bachelor pad, Jack.
I'd say it would look brilliant, actually. Any other famous artists that she's worked with?
Well, Steve Brookstein, the winner of X Factor from 2004.
It's so cold in this house.
Fine, I'll put the heating on.
The first track on the album, Like Eating Glass, is often seen as one of the band's signature songs. The lyrics, as is typical of the band's early work, are poetic and ambiguous, and deal with feelings of being completely disoriented in failing relationships.
Like drinking poison, like eating glass. The metaphors of the song's chorus suggest that the speaker experiences the relationship or their emotional state as something painful, self-destructive or hard to swallow. The track sets the tone for the album, one of urgency and emotional weight, but it's also energetic with fragmentary guitar work and intensely rhythmic drums.
Producer Paul Epworth and the band decided they wanted the song to introduce every element of their sound. Frantic drums, angular guitars, emotional vocals and shimmering production, all in the first 10 seconds. The drum track in particular was mixed more prominently than usual to emphasise momentum.
So this song was performed on the BBC television show Later with Jules Holland in November 2004, and it was their debut TV performance. This of course introduced the band to a wider audience and expanded their reach and popularity.
So, the phrase like eating glass is of course a metaphor for the pain of broken relationships. But Adam, I know what you're thinking. What is it like to actually eat glass? And who would do such a thing?
That's exactly what I'm thinking, Jack.
Well, let me introduce you to French entertainer Michel Lotito. So, Michel Lotito was a French entertainer famous for deliberate consumption of indigestible objects. He came to be known as Monsieur Mange Tout, Mr. Eats All.
Wouldn't want him at your dinner party, would you?
Yeah,
Eat anything but the food.
Yeah, exactly. So he had an eating disorder which is known as pica, which is a psychological disorder characterised by an appetite for substances that are largely non-nutritive. Doctors determined that Lotito also had a thick lining in his stomach and intestines which allowed his consumption of sharp, non-digestible objects without suffering injury. Lotito also had digestive juices that were unusually powerful, meaning that he could digest the unusual materials.
Wow.
Yeah. Lotito's performances involved the consumption of glass, metal, rubber and other materials. He disassembled, cut up and consumed items such as bicycles, shopping carts, televisions, beds, and, get this, even a Cessna 150 light aircraft. It took him roughly 2 years, from 1978 to 1980, to eat the Cessna 150.
To eat an aeroplane. Okay.
That's a lot of commitment, though.
It is a lot of commitment.
Lotito's method for eating glass was to break it into small pieces before attempting to consume it. He then drank mineral oil and continued to drink water while swallowing the glass pieces. This allowed him to swallow the material without damaging his throat. Lotito died of natural causes at age 55 on the 17th of April 2006. But I would argue that if you die with half of a light aircraft in your stomach, is that natural? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, he probably need a few Rennies after that.
Yeah. So anyway, Adam, I thought it would be fun if we tried this out ourselves. So that's why I have brought this bag full of broken glass in with me today.
What?
Nah, just kidding.
Okay.
Why do you have to get so hysterical?
Why do you have to get so hysterical?
Why do you have to get so hysterical?
No, why do you have to get so hysterical?
But why do you have to get so hysterical?
No, why do you have to get so hysterical?
Why do you have to get so fucking useless? So anyway, the song Positive Tension.
This song's released as a double A-side along with So Here We Are, more on this later, and it reached the UK top 5 as the lead single.
This band is known for their blend of post-punk revival with dance influences and sharp guitar work, and I think this song sums the band up pretty perfectly. It starts with a fantastic solitary bass line and builds with percussion and guitars, with the tension positively building. Did you like what I did there?
Yeah, well done, Jack. Gold star. I also think this track exemplifies how the band fused rock instruments, but with a dance-infused sensibility. I love the lyrical themes to this. Things replace things, days replace days, addressing the conformity and pressures of modern life. And I think the music really emphasises these themes. And interestingly, Keely Okereke compared this song to Talking Heads' Psycho Killer, which is another fantastic song. He said, I remember going to Matt's house and him playing a Talking Heads record, and I remember thinking how cool it sounded. There was just no fat on the track. It felt very lean and very muscular, and I loved it.
So, Adam, I know our jungle fans are wondering if there is a Positive Tension jungle remix out there.
They're in luck, Jack. On the remix album of Silent Alarm, Positive Tension was remixed by somebody called Jason Clark, aka Black Box, and the song has elements of old school jungle in its remix context.
Oh, well, that is great to know.
Yeah.
Okay, I need a box of tissues.
You'll be doing no such thing in my house, you dirty git.
Not in that way. It's time to reach for the tissues because we're about to bring out the feels by discussing This Modern Love. Fun fact, this song featured in the season 1 finale of the American sitcom How I Met Your Mother in 2006. It plays during the final scene of the episode when Ted goes to see Robin to declare his love for her, while at the same time, Marshall discovers that his partner Lily has left him. The song underscores both the emotional high of Ted and Robin finally getting together and the heartbreak of Marshall's situation. Many fans say that this is where they first discovered the song, including a certain One More Music Pod presenter. Me. Have you ever seen that show, Adam?
No.
Well, have you ever seen Friends?
Yes.
Yeah, well, it's that.
Right, okay. The song itself articulates the ambiguity of love in the modern age. We live in a world where we're constantly connected, but at the same time, kind of further apart than ever. The opening lines of the song, to be lost in the forest, to be caught adrift, is an exploration of miscommunication, longing, and emotional disconnect.
Other songs on the album, such as Helicopter, Banquet, and She's Hearing Voices, are brilliantly energetic indie anthems. This song is much more restrained. It begins with Russell Lizak's delicate, arpeggiated guitar riff and Okereke's intimate, almost hesitant vocals. Don't get offended if I seem absent-minded, just keep telling me facts and keep making me smile. And don't get offended if I seem absent-minded, I get tongue-tied. As
the song builds, a second and third guitar layer enter using interlocking riffs and high register harmonics, creating a swirling, almost orchestral effect. It slowly builds to the crescendo, which is one of the best examples of controlled catharsis. It never fully explodes, but it gives you the sense of emotional release just before falling back into stillness.
Kelly Okereke said of this song in an interview with Westword in 2005, I remember the first time I listened to the playback of This Modern Love, I started crying right at the part where the backing vocals come in on the second chorus. I mean, it was so perfect, so perfectly what we'd set out to make. A song that's like two people on the telephone who can't touch each other. And as the song and the conversation progresses, everything amplifies. What starts out small and static, just rhythm and vocals, intensifies the way that conversation intensifies.
Do you want to come over and kill some time? Throw your arms around me. The song ends with a simple yet poignant request from one human being to another. Would you like to spend some time with me, Jack? So, Jack, did you think we would go an entire episode of One More Music Pod on the album Silent Alarm without mentioning this song, So Here We Are?
It's one of the most haunting tracks on the record. It sits brilliantly in the middle of the album after the chaos of Helicopter and Banquet. It's just so different to the rest of the album. One of our personal favourites.
Yeah, absolutely. The lovely guitar work from Russell Lissack and the vulnerability of Keely's voice, hopeful but fragile at the same time. Lyrically, it's a beautiful track. It talks about a moment between two people when nothing else matters and the world slows down for that one moment.
Yeah, I think we had that moment when we went to see them in Manchester, didn't we, Adam?
Yeah, still waiting for that first kiss, though.
Yeah. Anyway, Drowned in Sound said about So Here We Are. A melancholy riff that hooks you, bittersweet progressions that make your walk to the shops feel like a poignant scene in an art house film. It all comes together to form a song that fills you up and nourishes you, makes you feel warm during the last of the winter months.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It is post-punk meets pure emotion. You've still got that nervous energy in the drums, but it's kind of restrained, like the band is holding its breath.
Interesting fact, Adam, this is the only song on the album without vocal overdubbing. I guess this fits in line with the raw and emotional nature of the track that we referred to earlier.
Guitarist Russell Lissack experimented with effects on the album, and for this song there was layered audio tracks of guitar, creating this more expansive soundscape.
So that is Silent Alarm by Bloc Party. Just an absolutely superb album. There's like no bad songs on that record.
This episode could have been so much longer. We could have talked about every single one of those songs.
Yeah, we just didn't have time, did we? It's a no-skip album for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So all that leaves now is to wrap things up. As ever, remember you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at onemoremusicpod, or send us an email, onemoremusicpod@gmail.com. Send us your reviews, send us your thoughts on the episode. If you want to contribute anything to an episode, do get in touch. And next episode, we're looking at Straight Outta Compton by NWA.
Bit of a different direction, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's our first hip-hop album,
yeah,
so I'm looking forward to getting into that one as well.
Yeah, 100%.
So, until then, my name's Jack.
My name's Adam.
Thanks for listening. We'll catch you later.
See ya.
Okay, I need a box of tissues.
You'll be doing no such thing in my house, you dirty git.
What? It's just very funny.
It's very funny.